Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining. Shout out to Radha. Shout out to Alicia. Shout out to Phoeben. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Tim. Shout out to Mia or Maya. Shout out to Abigail. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Alifia. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Shayla. I'm doing well. How are you? Thank you for asking. Shout out to Liana. Write your name again if I haven't shouted you out. Shout out to Willow. Shout out Roxanne Carmel. Roxanne. Shout out to Easy. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Jessica. Shout out to Fatima. Thank you for subscribing. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Let's try to get to 20 likes. Shout out to Jalita. Shout out to Jocelyn. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Raylina. Shout out to Evelyn. Shout out to Jasmine. Shout out to Kyla. Shout out to Angel. Shout out to Mika. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Gracie. Shout out to Ivana. Shout out to Olivia. Thank you for 20 likes. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Taryn. Shout out to Costina. Shout out to Alice. Shout out to Hafia. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Sunzi or Sunzi. Shout out to Jasmine. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Sylvia. Shout out to Laura. Shout out to Christine. Shout out to Melina. Shout out to Shoria. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Ava. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Lennon. Shout out to Erica. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Selena. Shout out to Jessie. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Josiah. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Elizabeth. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Serenity. Shout out to Maria. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Sienna. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Melissa. Shout out to Nora. Shout out to Rhea. Shout out to Tazia. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Elmira. Shout out to Anaya. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Briley. Shout out to Xavier. Oopsie. Xavier. Shout out to Jacob. Shout out to Wolfie. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Bella. Shout out to Levi. Shout out to Faith. Shout out to Jemsit. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Remy. Shout out to Yusuf. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Cersei. Shout out to Kamika. Shout out to Layla. Shout out to Royalty. like and subscribe if you enjoy my shoutouts. Also check out my channel. I post other content. I hope you like and support. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Hannah. Shout out to Cora. Shout out to Ferris. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Lena. Shout out to Teresa. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Malika. Shout out to Josie. Shout out to Kai. Shout out to Arslan. Shout out to Blakely. Whose brother? What's the brother's name? Yes, shout out to Joey. Shout out to Aurelia. Shout out to Mike. Shout out to Mika or Micah. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Dallas. Shout out to Finley. Shout out to Remedy. Shout out to Eloise. Shout out to Nash. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Gerisvaldo. Shout out to Kylie. Shout out to My Sarah. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Katarina. Shout out to Roham. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Cedric. Shout out to Lily. Shout out to Audrey. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying my shout outs. Shout out to Gianna. Shout out to Yamin. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Crush King Silva. Shout out to Camila. Thank you, Lily. Shout out to Lucas. Shout out to Maya. Shout out to Donna or Dana. Shout out to Alexa. Shout out to Bakugo. Shout out to Raylan. Thank you for your support. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Jonah. Oh no, I messed up. Shout out to Jonah. Shout out to Shanice. Shout out to Leona. Shout out to Faithy. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Xavier. Shout out to these people. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Thank you for being here. Please subscribe if you enjoy my shout outs. On to the next page. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Safa. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Leah. Shout out to Cersei. Shout out to Rosalia. Shout out to Maki. Shout out to Emily. Shout out to Madeline. Leave a like. We're almost at 25 likes. We're almost at 100 likes. Only 25 more likes. Shout out to Shinobu. Shout out to Fletcher. Shout out to Star. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Saviana. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Rylan. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Sharon. Shout out to Harper. Shout out to Susie. Shout out to Munifa. Shout out to Mukairo. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Or Mukiro. Shout out to Kaden. Shout out to Shelly. Shout out to Vishal. Shout out to Evangeline. Shout out to Jewel. Shout out to Lysander. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Raylan, I got you. Shout out to Stella. Shout out to Thomas. Shout out to STEM. Shout out to Ellis. Shout out to Layla. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. We're only a few likes away from 100. Shout out to Carmen. Shout out to Vanessa. Shout out to Marcus. Shout out to Ryan. Shout out to Brenda. Shout out to Joey. Shout out to Gerard. Shout out to Shiloh or Shiloh. Shout out to Lindsay. Shout out to Divine. Shout out to Athena. Shout out to Hillary. Shout out to Charlotte. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Sharon. Shout out to Kumbukani. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Shreya. Shout out to Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. Shout out to Carlotta. Shout out to Sky. Shout out to Blackpink. Shout out to Azriel. Oopsie, I messed up. Azriel. Or Azriel. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Super Cali. Yes. Super Cali. Shout out to JC. Shout out to Shruti. Shout out to Issa. Shout out to Skyly. Shout out to Remedy. Leave a like if you're enjoying the live stream. Only 8 likes away from 100. Shout out to Jonalee. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Madeline. Shout out to Lynn. Shout out to Athena. Shout out to Declan. Shout out to Savea. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Eves. Shout out to Ianella. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Asa. Shout out to Yuki. Shout out to Perla. Shout out to Lisa. Shout out to Umaira. Shout out to Zimmy. Shout out to Rose. We're 1 like away from 100 likes. Leave a like if you're enjoying the shout outs. Shout out to Alina. Shout out to Jimena. Shout out to Kayla. Shout out to Patricia. Shout out to Abigail. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Hazel. Thank you for 100 likes. Shout out to Sierra. Shout out to Emily. Shout out to Makasi. Sorry if I mispronounced your name. Shout out to Mary Faith. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Dom. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Sophia. Shout out to Lolo. Shout out to Jersey. Shout out to Diva. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying the shout outs. Thank you for your support. Thank you for being here. Shout out to Amira. Shout out to Donna. Shout out to Nora. Shout out to Mila. Shout out to Kirana. Shout out to Andy. Shout out to Josephine. Like and subscribe if you're enjoying the live stream. Shout out to Chloe. Shout out to Jenny. Shout out to Lily. Shout out to Mariana. Mariana, sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Nancy. Shout out to Stephine. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Shout out to Lindley. Shout out to Daisha. Shout out to Kira. Shout out to Sakura. Shout out to Yanela or Lanella, I'm not sure. Yanela, is it with an I or an L? Shout out to Indy. Shout out to Yusuf. Shout out to McKenna. Shout out to Chandri. Sorry if I mispronounce your name. Chandri. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Liana. Shout out to Lorena. Shout out to Sari. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Sung Min. Shout out to Tiflin. Thank you for subscribing. Shout out to Raisa. Shout out to these people. Thank you so much for joining the live stream. Please subscribe if you want to know when I'm gonna live stream next. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you can subscribe and support my channel. I also post other content that I hope you like or you can support. Thank you so much for being here. Have a great day or have a great night. Take care. Bye.